Today, we're going to dive into the big ideas from Morgan Housel's incredible book, The Psychology of Money. And listen, this isn't about complicated charts or secret stock tips. Nope, we're going to talk about why feeling wealthy and having financial freedom is something you can actually control, starting, well, right now. Let's get into it.
All right, so let's start with a big question. What do you think is the single biggest thing that holds people back with money? Is it, their job, how much they make, the economy? The real answer, it's probably not what you think.
Here it is. The number one reason isn't about how smart you are. It's not your IQ, it's your behavior. You see, getting good with money is a soft skill. How you act is way more important than what you know. And here's the best part, right? Behavior is a skill. It's something anyone, and I mean anyone, can learn.
That's right. Think of your behavior as your financial superpower. Getting good with money isn't some exclusive club you have to be born into. It's just about mastering a few simple habits. So let's see what that actually looks like in the real world.
And there is no better example of this than the true story of Ronald Reed. He was a janitor who just quietly saved the little bits of money he could year after year. And when he died, he was a multimillionaire. Now compare that to all the stories you hear about super smart, Harvard-educated MBAs who end up completely broke. It just proves that simple, consistent behavior will beat a fancy degree every single time.
So what are these supposedly genius behaviors? Well, they're almost laughably simple. Hauser calls them kindergarten-level ideas. Be patient. Keep your expectations from going crazy. Save a little bit of what you make. And live just slightly below your means. That's it. Seriously. No spreadsheets, no complex formulas.
Okay, but wait. If it's all that simple, why isn't everyone wealthy? Well, that brings us to the biggest hidden enemy in our modern financial lives, the expectations trap.
And this is so powerful. Housel has this simple formula for it. Happiness equals your reality minus your expectations. Think about that. The bigger the gap between what you have and what you feel you should have, the more miserable you're going to feel, no matter how much money is in your bank account. It's not about getting more. It's all about wanting less.
And let's be honest, managing that gap has never been harder. A few decades ago, you just compared yourself to your neighbors, maybe your coworkers. But today you're comparing yourself to the most sophisticated algorithms in the world on Instagram and TikTok, showing you a never-ending parade of people who seem richer, happier, and more successful than you are. And this is exactly why the hardest financial skill is just getting the goalpost to stop moving. Because what happens? As our income goes up, our expectations go up even faster. So you feel like you're running on a treadmill, constantly falling behind, even when you're actually making progress.
So how do you escape this trap?
Well, it starts by understanding one of the most important distinctions you will ever make when it comes to your money. And that's the difference between being rich and being wealthy.
Being rich is what we see, right? It's having a big paycheck that lets you buy the flashy car, the giant house, all the nice things. It's visible, it's loud, and it's all about spending.
But being wealthy, that is a totally different game. Wealth is invisible. It's the money you don't spend. It's the savings and investments that are quietly growing behind the scenes. And its true value isn't a sports car. It's freedom. It's options. It's having control over your own time.
So let's just nail this down. Rich is visible, it's for status, and it's all about spending. Wealthy is invisible. It's for freedom, and it's about not spending. Richness shouts, but wealth whispers. Just look at the Vanderbilts. Back in the day, they were the richest family on the planet. But if you read their biographies, you find out they were mostly miserable. They were incredibly rich, sure, but they had no real wealth, no independence. Their lives were completely controlled by social pressures and what everyone else expected of them.
So all of this leads us right to the heart of our behavior, the psychology of spending. Why do we really buy the things we buy? There's a perfect story that explains this.
Okay, so when Morgan Housel was younger, he worked as a valet at this super fancy hotel in LA. And he was parking some of the most expensive cars you can imagine.
And he started to notice this really interesting thing. Every time a Ferrari or Lamborghini would pull up, he'd be totally blown away by the car itself. It was a masterpiece of engineering.
But here's the twist. He realized he never once looked at the person driving that car and thought, wow, that guy is so cool. Not once. Instead, what did he do? He just imagined how cool he would look driving that car. He was just projecting his own dream onto the car. And that led him to this huge realization.
Nobody is thinking about you as much as you are. We buy all this impressive stuff to try and get respect and admiration, but we're basically playing a game that nobody else is even watching. They're all too busy thinking about themselves.
And this gives us a really simple way to think about our own spending. Basically, every dollar you spend falls into one of two buckets. Are you buying it for its utility, to genuinely make your life better? Or are you buying it for status, to try and influence what other people think about you?
So, what do we do with all this? How do we actually put it into practice? Here is a dead simple 4-step action plan you can use to take back control of your financial life, literally starting today.
All right, number 1, check your bank account every day. It takes 10 seconds and it builds this crucial sense of awareness. 2, treat saving money like a bill. It's not optional, it's mandatory, just like rent. 3, automate it. Set it up so the money moves by itself. That takes all the emotion and forgetfulness out of the equation. And finally, if you have no idea where to start,
Just use the 10% rule. It doesn't matter what you make, just save 10% of it. You make $50 in tips? Save 5. You get $100 for your birthday? Save 10. It's a simple habit, but it's incredibly powerful, and it builds momentum.
And that brings us to our final thought. As you go about your life, just ask yourself this one simple but powerful question. What kind of life would you live? What car would you drive? What house would you want if you knew that absolutely nobody was watching? The answer to that question, that is the beginning of true wealth.